Those aren't the words of someone who doesn't want to play for the Indiana Fever. Those are the exact words of Sophie Cunningham, the WNBA enforcer who just arrived in Indiana and is ready to change everything for Caitlin Clark and company. While Sheryl Swoopes was busy telling everyone that nobody wants to play in Indiana, Sophie Cunningham was literally breaking the internet with her excitement about joining the Fever. Her press conference, her workouts, her social media, it's all pointing to one thing. The Indiana Fever just got the missing piece they needed, and the haters are about to eat their words. In this video, we'll break down everything Sophie said about Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever, her whirlwind first day with the organization, and how she's clapping back at all the haters. What if I told you that while Sheryl Swoopes was busy running her mouth about nobody wanting to play for Indiana, Sophie Cunningham was literally poolside in Phoenix when she got the trade call? And what was her immediate reaction? Not disappointment, not hesitation, just pure excitement. Where were you when you found out about this, and what was kind of that general reaction to a fresh start here? Yeah, you guys will learn that if I'm not in the gym, I'm normally by the pool. And so I was actually poolside when I found out, and there's a lot of emotions just because I have been out there for so long. But to be honest, my original thought was like, oh heck yeah, like we're about to go win a championship. Like that's exactly where my mind went. And like I said, it's all about the people, it's about the culture. I learned a lot out there, but now I'm ready to move on to something bigger, something better, and have a lot of really great players around me to, seriously go win a championship. That's right. The narrative that top players don't want to join the Fever just got completely shattered. While the haters were busy crafting their next criticism, Sophie was already mentally preparing for a championship run in Indiana. Talk about a direct contradiction to all that negative chatter we've been hearing. When Sophie finally arrived at Gainbridge Fieldhouse, her enthusiasm was impossible to contain. The Fever's social media captured her genuine joy as she explored her new basketball home. In one video that quickly made rounds online, Sophie introduced herself with unbridled excitement. Yeah, I'm just stoked, and like I said, the offense is more my style, but I'm also surrounded by a great culture and great people, and that's what I'm also very excited about to be here in Indiana. But there's something even more meaningful about this move for Sophie. As a Missouri native, returning to the Midwest feels like coming home. I love it, she shared during her introduction to Indiana media. My roots are here in the Midwest, and just to be closer to home. This wasn't just any trade for her. It was a return to her heartland. How impactful will it be for you and your family to be back here in the Midwest, something that Caitlin had as well, and within driving distance for everyone, right? I love it. My roots are here in the Midwest, and just to be closer to home. My sister is married and has a kid, has another one on the way, and family is everything to me. I have a really great support system, and you better believe I've already had over 100, 200 people reach out. Hey, how do we get season tickets? I was like, I have no idea. I just got traded 2 hours ago or so. I think we're going to have a pretty cool fan base up here from Missouri. But again, it's, my Midwest roots. I'm excited to be around, Midwesterners again, is my type of people. And so I'm happy to be here. What makes Sophie's arrival especially significant is how it's already impacting team chemistry. In a league where some stars come with egos bigger than their talent, Sophie immediately emphasized the importance of a selfless culture. Fans responded with overwhelming support, flooding social media with excitement about seeing her in action. The connection was instant. No adjustment period needed. Sophie didn't just join the team. She embraced it completely from day one. Now that I've been here and I have been paying a lot more attention to it, and it's crazy, right? Like it's a whirlwind, and there's an adjustment period not only for her but for her teammates around her, for Indiana as a whole. But I think it's all really good things, and so it takes a little bit to get adjusted to it. But after that, I mean, come on, it's part of something great that doesn't come around very often, and so if you're not paying attention, I don't know what you're doing. This is exactly the kind of addition the Fever needed. Someone who genuinely wants to be there, who believes in what they're building, and who brings both skill and enthusiasm to the locker room. While critics like Swoopes continue pushing outdated narratives, players like Sophie are voting with their actions, showing that Indiana has become a destination franchise in the WNBA. Remember all those times last season when opponents practically used Caitlin Clark as a punching bag? The cheap shots, the hard screens, the unnecessary contact after whistles. The Fever just added the one thing Clark desperately needed but didn't have, a true enforcer willing to make opponents think twice. She's still young, and I think that I've been taken under. Diana took me under her wing, and I've learned a lot from her, and now I hope to kind of do the same for Caitlin if she wants it. I just think the relationship piece is huge, and when you're trying to do something great, it takes everybody, and so I want her to go do her thing, and anything she needs from me, I'm going to be here. But again, I think that, like, just the competitor that I am, I'm fierce, I'm sassy, I stick up for my teammates, stick up for myself, and so sometimes I think that's okay to be feisty and to be yourself. Sophie Cunningham isn't just bringing her basketball skills to Indiana. She's bringing her reputation as one of the WNBA's fiercest competitors, the kind of player opponents think twice about crossing. In her introductory press conference, Sophie laid it out plainly. I'm fierce, I'm sassy, I stick up for my teammates, I stick up for myself. Those 5 words about sticking up for teammates might be the most important thing Clark has heard all offseason. Let's face it, last season was brutal for the rookie superstar. We all watched as Clark got knocked around, bumped, and targeted with little consequence. Game after game, the physical play escalated while her teammates seemed unable or unwilling to step in and send a message. It was like watching a boxing match where only one fighter had someone in their corner. Caitlin Clark was getting hit a lot. She was getting hit a lot early, and they needed her Charles Oakley. You've got that in Sophie Cunningham. This is exactly where Sophie Cunningham makes her presence felt. Throughout her career in Phoenix, Sophie built a reputation as the ultimate teammate protector. When opponents targeted Mercury stars, they knew they'd have to answer to Cunningham. She's made it abundantly clear that the same protection now extends to Clark and the rest of the Fever roster. What makes Sophie such an effective enforcer isn't just her willingness to get physical. It's her complete commitment to doing whatever dirty work the team needs. She thrives in contact situations, finishing plays through defenders and creating space for her teammates. This physical edge addresses a critical void in the last year's Fever lineup, which often appeared outmatched when games turned into physical battles. If she hits a 3, Maisha Hines fouls her, and then tries to step over, and then Sophie Cunningham grabs her like nobody's going near Maisha Hines, but no, Sophie Cunningham will start the fight. The refs are trying to break it up. None of the Mercury players are going to go near Maisha Hines. They're scared. She's still scared of bejesus out of her. Maisha Hines is one of the toughest players in this league. Sophie Cunningham going head to head straight with her. When you're trying to do something great, it takes everybody. I want her to do her thing. Anything she needs from me, I'm going to be here, Sophie stated, making it crystal clear that protecting Clark is part of her mission in Indiana. Her ability to absorb contact and finish plays will be crucial in ensuring Clark can shine without constantly looking over her shoulder. Sophie Cunningham, in general, is just wild. Wild is the best word I could use to describe Sophie Cunningham. It's carnage. It's carnage a lot of time when Sophie Cunningham gets involved with anything. You made the fights that Sophie Cunningham has been involved in is mental. The ripple effects of having a legitimate enforcer on the roster extend beyond just Clark. Aaliyah Boston and Kelsey Mitchell will benefit from having someone willing to set the physical tone in games. More importantly, opposing teams will have to recalculate their approach to playing the Fever. The rough-up Clark game plan suddenly comes with potential consequences when Sophie Cunningham is on the floor. Beyond the physical presence Sophie brings to protect her teammates, there's a basketball fit so perfect here that it almost seems unfair to the rest of the league. While her toughness has been the headline grabber, Sophie Cunningham's elite shooting might be the true game-changer for Indiana's offensive blueprint. Last season, she connected on 38% of her attempts from beyond the arc, giving the Fever another shooter to surround Clark, Aaliyah Boston, and Kelsey Mitchell whenever they get double-teamed. In Sophie Cunningham, the Indiana Fever are trading for a multi-dimensional wing, capable of knocking down the 3-ball. Cunningham is starting to cook. Cunningham 3 is good. Cunningham from the corner, locking down defenders. Several deflections, and this time she gets the steal and the and-one opportunity, and injecting passion and emotion into the game and into her team. Remember those frustrating stretches last season when defenses would collapse 3 or even 4 players around Caitlin Clark? When the ball would swing to the perimeter, the Fever simply didn't have enough consistent threats to make opponents pay aside from Lexi Hull and Kelsey Mitchell. That's where Sophie changes everything. In her 2022 campaign, she averaged 12.6 points while shooting a blistering 40% from downtown. numbers that earned her consideration for Most Improved Player. On offense, Cunningham is a floor spacer and a deep shot maker. Each of her last 3 seasons, she's finished top 20 in the WNBA in threes made per minute on the floor among qualified players, and she will join a backcourt that features 2 of the top 5 three-point shot makers from a year ago, Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell. What makes this pairing so lethal is the perfect stylistic match. Sophie herself couldn't contain her excitement when discussing the Fever's playing style. "This is just a new style, and this is the style that I thrive in, when you have people who can shoot the ball, who move the ball, who are run and gunners and share the ball. This is the type of offense that I want to be in." Over Cunningham's last 4 seasons, she shot an impressive 38% from the three-point line. And among players to hit at least 200 threes over that time, only 4 players in the entire league have shot it better from distance, one of those being Kelsey Mitchell. And Cunningham's ability to space the floor should give the Fever All-Star backcourt even more room to create on the drive than they had a year ago. The spacing Cunningham creates transforms Indiana's offense in multiple ways. For Clark, it means defenders can't sag off their assignments to double-team her, opening cleaner passing lanes and driving opportunities. For Aaliyah Boston, it translates to less crowded paint areas where she can operate one-on-one against interior defenders. And for Kelsey Mitchell, it means another proven shooter to take pressure off her as the team's primary perimeter scoring option. But let's look at her defense, where in Phoenix her versatility was on full display. Capable of guarding 1 through 4 in the lineup, she would defend star point guards one game, then be a small ball 4 the next night. As the Fever looked to improve defensively from a season ago, her style fits Stephanie White perfectly. Aggressive, in your face, and physical. What often gets overlooked in Cunningham's game is her positional versatility. At 6 feet 1 inch, she can seamlessly slide between shooting guard and power forward positions depending on matchups. Need a smaller, quicker lineup? Sophie can play the 4th. Need more size on the perimeter? She can guard bigger wings. This flexibility gives Indiana coach Stephanie White lineup combinations she simply didn't have last season. This style helps create turnover opportunities and fast break chances for her teammates, which underscores how she plays with an intensity and fiery passion matched by few. Throughout her career, Cunningham has had a knack for providing energy when her team needs it most. Cunningham is right in the heart of her prime, just 28 years old. Picture the nightmare scenario for opposing defenses. Clark driving and kicking to Cunningham spotting up in the corner, Boston establishing deep post position as the defense scrambles to recover, and Mitchell ready to attack closeouts on the weak side. And don't forget the versatility of the team with Natasha Howard, Dewana Bonner, and Lexi Hull always ready to get you buckets and defensive stops. That's not just theory. It's the explosion waiting to happen with these complementary pieces finally together. The analytics support what the eye test suggests. When you pair an elite passer like Clark with an elite three-point shooter getting clean looks, efficiency skyrockets. The shots that were contested last season suddenly become wide open. The passes that were risky now find their targets with room to operate. And the Fever offense that sometimes stalled in crucial moments now has another reliable option to turn to. Your initial mindset was, or your initial reaction was, let's win a championship. Yeah, what were the things that were like, oh yeah, this is lock. You know what? I think that our team right now, like, it's turning heads. And Dewana Bonner, getting her was absolutely huge. She was one of my vets when I was a rookie coming in, and she's no one to mess with. I love Natasha Howard. You have Aaliyah Boston. You have Kelsey Mitchell. We just have a squad, and our depth is amazing. And while the Fever offense finds new life with efficient shooting, there's a championship vision brewing in Indiana that has veterans like Sophie Cunningham making bold declarations. When Cunningham first stepped into the Indiana training facility, she didn't waste time with formalities or media obligations. Instead, she headed straight to the gym with trainer Keith Porter, diving immediately into contact finishing drills and shooting work. This wasn't just another player going through the motions of joining a new team. This was a championship-minded veteran laying the groundwork for what she believes is coming. "She has changed our game in the best possible way in every way," Cunningham said of Caitlin Clark, recognizing the transformative talent at the core of this revamped Fever roster. But what truly elevates Indiana from an exciting young team to a legitimate title contender is the championship DNA now flowing through their locker room. Remember when Cheryl Swoops claimed nobody wanted to play in Indiana? That narrative looks increasingly ridiculous with every championship-caliber veteran who's chosen to join the Fever's revolution. The additions of DeWanna Bonner, Natasha Howard, and Sydney Colson have quietly transformed this roster into something special. Bonner brings unmatched playoff experience as the most battle-tested postseason player in WNBA history. Howard arrives with 3 championship rings and elite two-way versatility. Colson adds championship know-how and locker room leadership that can't be quantified in box scores. What makes this roster construction so intriguing is how these veterans complement the young core. Cunningham's experience reaching the WNBA Finals in 2021 gives her valuable perspective to share with teammates who haven't yet experienced the intensity of playoff basketball. She knows firsthand the difference between regular season success and championship-level execution. The championship pedigree on this roster is undeniable. Between Bonner, Howard, Colson, and Cunningham, the Fever have added players who've competed in a combined 9 WNBA Finals. That's the kind of experience you simply can't develop overnight. It must be acquired through years of high-stakes basketball. Consider what happens when you combine that championship mentality with the foundation Indiana already built. Clark's generational passing ability, Boston's interior dominance, Mitchell's scoring prowess. Now add veteran leadership, defensive versatility, three-point shooting, and tough-minded competitors who've seen everything the league can throw at them. Suddenly, the ceiling isn't just making the playoffs, it's raising a trophy. The evidence was there from day one, when Cunningham prioritized getting on the court rather than handling media obligations. Her immediate focus on contact finishing drills speaks volumes about her understanding of playoff basketball, where every possession becomes a battle and soft finishes don't cut it. I just think she's had a lot of pressure on her shoulders, and I think a lot of people, no one's walked in her footsteps, and so it's really easy to judge and to say things, but at the end of the day, we all need to empower each other and be there for each other. I think she's done a lot, not only her, but that rookie class. They've brought a lot of attention to our league, and it's needed. Like, this is what we've always wanted, and so why would we not embrace them and make sure they're good? And so when we first played them, I was like, hey, keep doing your thing, like you're doing a great job. If you ever need anything, reach out. The proof is in the roster. When Sophie Cunningham emphasized the Fever's incredible depth, naming standouts like DeWanna Bonner, Natasha Howard, Aaliyah Boston, and Kelsey Mitchell, and of course Caitlin Clark, she wasn't just listing teammates, she was mapping out a championship blueprint. This isn't wishful thinking. It's a veteran's assessment of elite talent finally assembled in one place. The fan reaction tells you everything you need to know. Social media has exploded with comments like, "Sophie Cunningham makes planet Earth better," a testament to both her on-court value and perfect cultural fit with this team. This isn't just random excitement, it's recognition that something special is brewing in Indiana. The experts see it too. With Cunningham's arrival completing this roster transformation, analysts are already putting the Fever in the 2025 championship conversation. Remember when nobody supposedly wanted to play for Indiana? That narrative just collapsed under the weight of championship experience and genuine enthusiasm. The 2025 season can't come soon enough.